Yet another suspension in the NHL. This time, Evander Kane voices his displeasure. This could get ugly. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Matt. Welcome to the Sin Bin. Now, it seems like every time I get up to do a video, it's always about a suspension. I did one earlier on about Cassin getting suspended for kicking Eric Chernak. You guys can check it out. I'll link it at the end of this video. But now, news has come up that Evander Kane of the San Jose Shark, he's going to be suspended 3 games for his hit on Neal Pionk of the Winnipeg Jets. Now, in case you guys didn't see the hit, I do have a short video here to show it, and I'm going to show it to you guys before voicing my opinion. But basically, Pionk is retrieving the puck in the defensive zone. He sort of turns around, and Kane comes up and gets him, and it looks like a pretty bad boarding play. I might have to say so myself. I'll get a little bit into that later. But before I give my opinion on the hits, Evander Kane, who, if you guys don't follow him on Twitter, he's a really, really decent follow. He made a statement that he put out on said Twitter, and he did not hold back any punches when it came to the NHL Department of Safety. He says on February 15th, 2020, the fact that the NHL Department of Player Safety, headed by George Peros, name drop, continued to pick and choose who and what they suspend is ridiculous. There have been countless incidents of the same nature, through this season and past seasons, that have gone unsuspended or fined. No one person can tell you what is or isn't a suspension in today's game. It's become a complete guess. There is a major lack of consistency with NHL Department of Players Safety, a completely flawed system in so many ways. From the suspensions to appeal rights, it's baffling to me how we as players agreed to this. You can't continue to give some players a pass and throw the books at others. There has been the outside third party making these decisions to remove the bias that transpires in the department, headed once again by George Peros. None of it makes any sense to me. All right. Evander Kane is fuming. So now it's time for the opinion portion, what I think about this. Now, before I get into this, I just want to clarify. I'm not biased in any which way in that I'm not a fan of the San Jose Shark. I also don't really like Evander Kane that much. Ever since he did that incident where he was doing push-ups with money on his back, he kind of rubs me the wrong way. But with that being said, after what I saw from the hit and after reading his statement, I hate to say it, he kind of has a point. Listen, I've been on record on video in my past podcasts saying the NHL Department of Player Safety is a joke. And I'm going to echo some of Evander Kane's statements here, because when you look at like 2 different games, there could be a hit in one game that's a suspension, and then in the other game, the exact same hit happens and nothing happens. For me, you have to have consistency as a player's department. You either suspend both hits or you don't suspend either hits, because he kind of has a point. It's a joke how things are being run. And when you put out a statement like this, you have to have some sort of evidence, and he does provide this. Here's Zdeno Chara absolutely cross-checking Brendan Gallagher in the face. Now, he did get fined $5,000 for that, but still, it wasn't a suspension. And that's a hit directly to the face, and it's intentional. Whereas with Evander Kane, you could sort of make the case that it wasn't intentional. And here's a play of Lawson Krause. He went and did a hit on Charlie McAvoy. This wasn't a suspension. This wasn't a suspension at all. Now, for me, this hit that you're seeing here by Lawson Krause, this is much worse, because Charlie Coyle, he isn't moving. He's going straight towards the player, and Lawson Krause has it in his mind that I'm going to hit him in the head. The reason why I'm sort of more reluctant to say that Evander Kane's play is a suspension is because when he commits to the hit, let me see if I can pull it up here. When he commits to the hit, at that very same moment, Neal Pionk decides to spin around, and that results in boarding. It's sort of unfortunate, but at the same time, I can't really blame Evander Kane on the situation, because it's Neal Pionk that sort of put himself in that dangerous situation. So how are you going to suspend a questionable hit like that? Look, listen, I say it shouldn't be a suspension, maybe a penalty at the max, maybe a fine at the max. But how are you going to suspend something? And that hit that we saw from Lawson Krause, that's going to go without any penalty. It's baffling to me. As an NHL player safety department, the one thing they need above anything else is consistency. You have to put your foot down and you have to say, listen, we don't stand for hit to the heads or knees on knees or whatever it may be. And every single time that happens on the ice, you need to suspend it or you need to give a penalty or don't give any penalties, whatever it may be. Just be consistent. He sort of has a point, Evander Kane, when he says they sort of have their favorites. They choose who and where to give penalties and suspensions. They sort of pick spots like that. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I'm really excited to know what you guys think because maybe I'm wrong. Do you think that the Evander Kane hit should have been a suspension? Do you think it should have just been a penalty? Do you think it was clean? Nothing at all should have happened? Again, I don't think it was necessarily clean, but it's tough to blame Kane on a situation like that where the player spins around and he had already committed to the hit. So if you like this video and you want to see more, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Follow me on Discord on the Sinbin official server, or if not, follow me on Twitter at the Sinbin1996 for more great hockey content. And as per usual, my name is Matt. Keep your stick on the ice.